Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Sara Ionescu, and today I wanted to talk all about the benefits of stretching. This is so important and something that I absolutely dismissed and quite honestly didn't really do a whole lot of until until January of this year. So kind of going back, I've mentioned before here that I was an athlete growing up. And so part of our practices, events, all of that, there would a lot of times be a little bit of stretching before practice or before the event, and then sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes a little bit afterwards. But being young, I never really understood why we were doing it. A lot of times, honestly, it was like, okay, this is just checking a box. And I wasn't clear on the benefits of it. So fast forward, I become an adult, I'm exercising on my own after I was an athlete in college also. Stretching was more focused on there, but then as an adult, when I was on my own, figuring out how to exercise by myself, I really very rarely did it. I did take yoga classes here and there, but I never really did any targeted stretching on a regular basis. I would just do those yoga classes and I did some other, workout type activities. And so the reason why I really got into this in January is because I started a strength training program, because one of my goals for this year was to kind of get back into a more regular strength training program. And I was having a challenging time setting it up for myself. So I, found this program and said, okay, this is what I want to do. Well, so that program had stretching built in before and after. And so because I am type A and I follow the rules, I did all of the workouts as prescribed, including all the stretching, and I never skipped any of them. So because I really have been stretching daily since the first of this year, I wanted to go over the benefits that I've seen in my body. And then in doing a little bit more research, I have found that I think, this is something that is hugely important really for everyone. And, I'm going to go over why I think that is. So the first thing that I noticed is I just in general had less pain. So specifically for me, when I am pregnant, I have this hip pain that I've seen doctors, I've talked to various different doctors about it, kind of never really clarified what happens, but it definitely seems like it gets worse with the weight gain that happens with pregnancy. But usually once I have the baby and I get back to my normal routines, it fades away. But this last pregnancy that I had, it did not fade away. And it actually started getting worse, even though I was getting back to my more manageable weight for my body. So I wasn't sure what was going on. And I kind of just put it on the back burner because, new baby, lots of things happening at home. Well, then simultaneously, I started this strength training program, and lo and behold, 3 weeks in, I noticed that the hip pain was almost completely gone. And the only thing that really had changed was the stretching, because a lot of the strength training moves that I was doing, I had done before. So there wasn't anything new there, but a lot of the stretching I was doing was very hip and low back focused. And so I think that the stretching is what allowed the lengthening of the musculature in that area, which really helped to resolve a lot of that pain. So this is definitely something, if you're someone that has pain, of course you want to talk to your doctor. These things need to be worked up. There are, a variety of causes of different types of pain, and that always has to be an individualized plan. But in general, people that have, sort of chronic aches and pains that maybe they've talked to their doctor about, they've done some investigation, stretching is something that you should definitely talk about with your doctor, with your physical therapist, and maybe get some personalized stretches to do, because it can be so helpful. Number 2 is sort of what you would expect with stretching, is more flexibility and more mobility. And I will say, if you are not stretching on a regular basis, and then you get into a stretching program, it can be a little bit daunting in the beginning because you may be watching an instructor or watching somebody, whoever, and you're looking at them thinking like, absolutely not. I cannot do that. There is no way I'm getting into that position. They can touch their toes. I can barely touch my knees, whatever it is. And that's how I was in the beginning too, but I stuck with it. I showed up every day. I did what I could. And over time, I got better at it. And that flexibility and the length of my muscles increased. And that happens really with anything that you do with your body. The more you practice it, your body starts to learn and it starts to adapt, and you just continue to improve. And it's not, today I can do this and tomorrow I can do that. It's not a jump in that way. But if you show up every day consistently, these little teeny changes add up, right? So little by little ultimately amounts to a lot. And flexibility and mobility, these things are crucial as we age, right? You'll, talk to grandparents or, people that are older, and you a lot of times hear like, I feel stiff, I have a hard time getting out of chairs. Again, these are symptoms to definitely talk about with your doctor, but some of this is related to lack of movement and lack of flexibility. And just practicing that on a daily basis is huge. And you can make wild gains just with doing a few minutes a day. It doesn't have to be, I have 30 minutes to dedicate. This can be, 5 minutes here and there, wherever you can find these little pockets of time, do some stretching. The last thing that I really found was sort of unrelated to physical health, but actually more mental health. Stretching for me became almost this quiet time, almost like a meditation type situation where during the stretching, because it's not a workout that's, cardio vigorous or lifting heavy weights, which I love those types of workouts, but I really started to enjoy those stretching workouts that I did every day because it was a few minutes to just kind of sit with your thoughts, sit with your plan for the day, or, let whatever comes up come up. And it just somehow provided me a calmness before my day starts, because you guys know, if you've watched my other videos, I'm a, first part of the day exerciser. And so just having those few minutes to myself to really just sit and be was incredibly helpful. And that's why, inevitably I will always choose stretching. Like if I run out of time completely, I don't know how I'm going to fit a workout in, I will always find a few minutes to stretch, and that will be my exercise for the day because of these benefits I've seen. And because I've done experiments to see what happens when I don't stretch, it makes a difference. So I would encourage you, definitely do some experiments with your body. Talk to your doctor if you have any of these symptoms, and definitely, get a personalized plan for you, because I do think it is so important to stay mobile and to stay flexible for everyone. So if you like these types of videos, if you're excited about exercise tips, if you are looking for exercise motivation, positive accountability, all of these types of things, you can definitely head over to my website, which is drsaraionescu.com, and the link is always in the description box, to sign up for my free newsletter. And definitely, subscribe here for more. You can check out my shorts that I post every single day, which are little quick tidbits. And, if you're looking for that accountability partner, like here I am, I'm here every day. So imagine if you incorporated an extra minute or 2 or 5 minutes a day of stretching. What wins might you see? Could you be more flexible? Could you have less pain? What possibilities open up in terms of your exercise plan if you start to see improvements? Like I said, definitely talk with your doctor and get some stretching on the books. Follow for more. Bye, everyone.